See this little fellow here? It was a gift to me. Actually, I won it at a Valentine's Day luncheon in February when I was spending time there with my North Carolina family. Hey, Nez, this little guy look familiar? He should. Anyway, uh, you don't see this, but the dog is at my feet. This is his little emotional support stuffed animal. So he doesn't let me get too far away with this little bear. It's actually mine, but the two of them he has bonded with this little bear. So here you go. Okay? All right, so I'm going to finish the video. And off he goes with it. Let's talk about bonding. When we bond with something, we cherish it. We want to be around it. And even when we're in the company of that which we have bonded with, that person we've bonded with, sometimes words are not needed. You can feel the energy, the vibes. It's positive when you bond with someone. When you bond with someone, you love them. You care about them. You cherish them. You want to be around them. Let's talk about when we don't bond. Case in point, I had a session today to where the adult daughter did not bond with her mother. Mother was on drugs at one point in the street, and she would not allow her daughter to even call her mom. She wanted her to call her by her first name. That was hurtful. The little girl didn't know what to make of that. But nevertheless, she followed her mom's directions. So when she got older and mom became ill, she wanted her daughter to take care of her. Daughter didn't know how to feel about that. She said, I didn't know how to feel about that. She basically gave me away. She mistreated me. I felt like she treated me like an animal. She said, I remember going on a trip, a family trip, and it was my grandfather who pulled my mother aside and said, why are you treating her like she's an animal? Stop it. But it didn't happen. See, mother was upset because the man that she had this daughter with, they didn't stay together. So he went off with somebody else. But she was still angry and she took everything out on her daughter. She even told her once that, if it had not been for Roe versus Wade, I would have aborted you. Isn't that something to tell a child, a little girl that's growing up? Why would you want to dampen her spirit? Why would you want to tear her down? I'll tell you why. Because mother was torn down. She was battered and beaten internally. So she wanted to project the pain onto that little girl, who is now a grown woman and still dealing with those issues. She says, I don't know what it is. I try to go around her. I went in search of her, even when she left me at the home of a grandparent. I went looking for her when I became big enough. And she said, when I got there, she introduced me to another young lady, and she said, oh, this is my daughter. And the girl called her mom. She said, that devastated me. And I asked her, I said, why would you allow someone that you didn't give birth to call you mom when I'm your daughter? And her response to her was, oh, you didn't need me. I taught you how to be independent, so you didn't need me. When there is no bond, I want you to understand something. When there is no bond between people, between a parent, a mother, a daughter, a father, a son, a father, a daughter, a mother, a son. When there is no bond, guys, it is unfair of you to expect them to take on the role and duty of a son or daughter. It's unfair. You were not there for them. And yet you're turning around and asking them to be there for you. If they choose to do that, they can. But it should not be an expectation. And a lot of folks are bound by religious beliefs. Honor your mother and your father. But when persons are not honorable, the honor is not there. That is like casting your pearls before swines or pigs. There is no honor. You give honor to whom honor is due. Doesn't matter who it is. So understand, people, when there is no bond between you and another individual, you're not going to necessarily care for them. You're not going to feel affection towards them, but distance, disconnect, emotional dysfunction. There is no emotional investment there. So if it comes up again and you wonder why there's so much distance between you and a parent, or you and a relative, or you and a sibling, it could be because no bond is there. And where there is no bond, there is no loyalty. Where there is no bond, there is no affection. Where there is no bond, there is no good thing. I hope this helps somebody. Trauma.